Hi, and welcome to the 11th episode of Unboxing Women, where we explore why women in business are often called such a bitch. So, our aim is to explore how and why women are marginalized in the music industry, and we will also broaden our view to the underlying aspects in society. My name is Maika Rose, and I'm an independent artist and singer-songwriter based in Germany. And with me is my friend DanaRexx, who is also an independent recording artist, singer, and songwriter based in Belgium. This is a live stream on Facebook and Instagram, and we also have a YouTube channel where we upload the episodes every second Monday. So, Dana, you want to tell us who's with us today?
Absolutely. Today we have a special guest on the show. It's Donata, one half of the artist duo No Soyo. And when Maika and I met at Reeperbahn 2019, Donata was there too. We all met at the same time. So Donata, welcome to our show.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Tell us a bit about yourself and No Soyo. What have you been up to lately?
Well, as you said, we are a duo, and actually just 10 days, 2 weeks ago, I don't know, time flies, we released our second album, Loud and Shameless, on all platforms. We actually founded our own label, Kindness Records, this time around. Working with labels has been teaching us a lot. And yeah, that's my main thing right now. I also founded a group called Musico Women for women of the music industry. We used to co-work together, and now since COVID, we are just networking online and doing some workshops. We're relaunching very soon. And yeah, what else am I doing? I just sing and write songs. That's my job.
That's awesome. That's a lot of things to be doing.
Yeah, yeah. I'd definitely be interested in that female network. So be sure to send us the link and then we can add it in the show notes.
Yes.
You are an artist duo with a male counterpart, if I'm not mistaken. And I wanted to ask you if you had any anecdotes that you could share with us about that.
So many. I mean... Touring. Let's start with touring. The sound guy. The sound guy, it's always
Yes.
a sound guy.
It's the sound guy.
The technician. Let's use a non-defined term here. Would always just talk to Daim, which is very interesting because in the beginning I kind of enjoyed it, and at some point it would get a little difficult when I would literally say something and they reply to him instead of replying directly, and so yeah, I had to train some patience there, and other things were being on tour with him where we come in together and it's immediately so clear that I am the singer and I'm the songwriter. So you better don't, get too close to me. And he does all the business. He does all the technological things. And so whenever we had a gig where we personally had to approach the venue for the money, for the payment, they would always start talking to him. So I never actually touched any money for, we had a tour with 26 shows in a row, and 26 times he was called out to the backstage to do the finances.
Oh my
Until,
God.
The next tour we decided that I was going to do it. And that was quite fun because it was so confusing to them.
Yes.
But also like my responsibility was immediately to go to the merch and to sell the things. So I don't know, somehow that dynamic just established itself so quickly. And in general, I think it's a dynamic that also provokes a lot of people because they immediately feel kind of excluded because we are a woman and a man, and they think that we have our own little universe. And so they just think that we're always on the same wavelength, that we are completely the same people, that we have exactly the same opinion about everything.
I see.
And this has been quite the challenge because whenever one of us would say something a little harsh, or something unintended, or something, even something funny, it would immediately affect both of us.
I see.
And they just think it's a man and a woman. They must be a unity. They must be a perfect symbiosis. And that was so challenging many times. And yeah, not just the beginning, the like trying to actually establish a name, but even when we were somewhere, it just kind of became this thing where we felt like we had to be a little more individually present on stage and on social media. And yeah, we're still figuring that out. So it's also very interesting.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Because I was wondering, because you have your Nosoyo account and then you both have your personal accounts as well.
Right.
Which I attributed to the fact that you beforehand were doing music on your own. So
yeah.
did you not have
both.
that account before, or did you just use it more after you figured this out?
Actually, it was a mix of both. Of course, we're both individual musicians, which was also completely forgotten for a while, because whenever one of us was approached, also internally, sometimes there would be a little tension when just one of us was approached, which is also very interesting, like, hey, but what about me? Also ourselves forgetting that we're individuals as well. And so we started doing more of our own social media, but it's just so many channels to feed that we're a little overwhelmed sometimes, but we're trying to do more on our individual social media presence, so that actually it's good for us somehow. Yeah,
I can see that being very challenging.
Yeah, it's also fun, but it's sometimes like, whoa, a lot at once.
I wanted to know if, besides I guess it's very typical of, the sound guy or, the technicians. Yes, let's indeed use that word.
Yeah.
The technicians to just assume that the guy is in charge.
Yeah. Which he was most of the time.
Well, is that because you guys decided that, or did you fall into that role because people assumed it?
I think it's definitely a mix of both, because I cannot blame anyone, but I at some point kind of put the whole technological aspect aside, because I just felt like, yeah,
it's fighting too hard to get something that's, why? Yeah. When he has it under control.
He has it, and so but actually he didn't. I mean, it was so much at once. He had to direct the whole setup. There were many technological breakdowns actually on stage, happening on stage, when I had to talk through a moment of silence for 15 minutes.
Oh no.
Which is not fun, but I don't think I could have helped him. So I don't know. My motivation right now is to get more into that side as well. As much as it's fun for me, I don't want to force it, but it's definitely something that I'm actually pretty good at, and kind of forget about that all the time.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think it's interesting also because when I talk to technicians, oftentimes, and it's probably because I just don't know that much about audio, or I think I don't, but I actually do, but I just get intimidated. Right. And so like that would make me feel like I would rather somebody else dealt with it. But at the same time, I mean, most of the time I know exactly what I want. It's just the audio guy or the technician, apologies. Well, I've had both. I've had really, really understanding, really great people, and then I've had some that just looked at me and were like, "What do you want? What are you talking about?" And like using technical
terms. And in
terms.
the UK, there are more women, right?
There are. I never met one though.
Oh, I met a few in Holland and in other countries. Don't remember, but not Germany.
Yeah. No, actually, when I was studying, we worked together with a sound tech engineer course. So there were, I think, let me guess, about 15, 16 boys and maybe 2 girls on the course. So the disparity already showed there.
Yeah, same here. It's getting better because I've met one technician that was female.
Yay!
So that's the start.
It changes things, and actually, I know a guy, a very established singer. He always travels with a female technician, and she's doing a fantastic job. And there's absolutely no need to. I guess the conditions, like where to start, But it's nice. It's nice when there's a woman in the room and taking care of those kind of things, because it's also, I guess, the grumpiest profession that exists in this world. I don't know. I've never met a
Yes, they do.
I did
very grumpy, right? I mean,
there are lots of them.
The PA person of the location. Because I have my own male sound guy. He's an actual sound guy. So, I haven't been touring yet, but we're making sure the live show is finished now to when the touring will hopefully start up again. And so I have my team together and everything. And so we get along great, and that's wonderful. But of all the live shows that I've done before, yes, it was always like the sound person from the location, and they're always in a bad mood.
Yeah,
So
I have
that's
to
not
say
just me.
now I have a couple of examples of actually very chippy and cheerful technicians, but like let's say a good 80% are not having the time of their lives.
No.
Yeah. I find that oftentimes
put.
there's a very, very dry humor involved. And if you don't know the person, it just comes across as really grumpy.
Yes, that
Right.
might be the case as
Yeah.
well. That might be the case.
Yeah.
What about you? And I'm sorry, what was your partner's name?
Daim.
Daim. Are you together, or are you just a partnership in artist-wise?
Yeah, so that's where the challenge begins, because we are a couple as well. And I think that has always created a lot of layers of complications, because communication wise, for example, imagine you're communicating with a couple. You will always assume that whenever you send a message, both of them read it, even if you just send it to one. And so these kind of things have been piling up until we were like, guys, just because I received a message, I might just be with my family or anywhere, and I might be working on something else right now. And yeah, so being a couple, you don't really come across as two individuals anyways, and then also being a duo. So that has been, we've been battling a lot of stereotypes, a lot of natural dynamics. So yeah, it's definitely, we really had to educate ourselves on how to come across.
I see. Yeah, it's not. I don't think there's a quick fix for that. I think you have to go through the motions and then figure out how does this work.
We've learned a lot about our parents.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. You always transport what you've learned, and so we both were like, yeah, that's how my father or my mother would walk into the room.
I
and
see.
you probably brought that with you.
Mhm.
Ah, yes. Okay.
It's a very subconscious thing. I've noticed the
Yeah.
same with myself. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. The question that I have to ask you, Donata, is: have you ever been called a bitch in a professional environment? And if so, when and why? And I know the answer is yes. I know the answer must be yes. Elaborate.
Well, I have to say, not to my face.
Not behind your back.
Oh.
A lot.
Oh my
A
God.
lot. And I think I've kind of had, or might still have, the image of the femme fatale, the
Mhm.
The diva.
again, we're a couple and we're a duo. So
Yeah.
I am the manipulating female.
Obviously, you are.
He doesn't have a will. Whenever there's
Exactly.
something that our partners or people we worked with didn't like, in the end, it was always me. If I said it or if he said it. But if he said it, it was because I manipulate him.
I see.
And so if I said it, it's because I'm a bitch.
I was wondering when you were saying at the start, you know, they always grab him for the money and for like technical stuff and for the business basically. And then I was thinking, why, you know, why would they do that? Because they know we have the last say anyway. So
yeah.
But
so they like quickly grab him and try to be like, let's get it over with because she's going to say something. And that definitely came across a couple of times. And because and I have to say, I don't have a poker face. When I walk into a venue and things go wrong, I'm just like, oh, guys. Oh, guys.
Yeah.
So they don't want to deal with that. Yeah. I'm going to give them some feedback, you know?
As you should.
So, yeah, as I should. And as I have learned to do in a productive way, in a constructive way. But the funniest thing about this whole because you created the hashtag, right? Yes. And I remember us talking about it at Reeperbahn, and I was walking next to you, and I was like, guys, this is so funny because we just released a song where I literally sing, you know, in Highness, you can tell everyone all these bad things about me.
Yes.
I stood up for myself. Oh, I am such a bitch.
Yes.
So that's literally what we're singing, and this goes directly to a couple of people who have been, you know, causing us a lot of problems. And so, I know that they talk really bad about me, but they never, ever, ever say it to my face.
That's so interesting because it goes kind of back. I've been thinking these past couple of weeks about the term diva.
It means the literal translation is an honorable person.
Really? From where does it originate from?
Italian.
Obviously, yes, Italian. Yeah, because we use it in a more negative way sometimes, right? I mean, it's used in general.
A lot of the time.
More negative, like, oh, she's a real diva, you know, like, oh, never mind her, because, you know, she...
Exactly. So, like, I've only ever really heard the term diva as being used in a negative way. Like, sometimes it's like... For instance, I was called a diva when I was 12. Yes, when I was. I mean, come on.
You're a diva, but like not the negative.
No, I know, but
not
I was
called in the negative sense.
No, get this though. When I was 12, because I was in a musical theatre group, and I was.
I'm so sorry.
I know. Thank you. No, I was the only one. Well, I wasn't the only one who could sing, but I was the one who could in that group sing best. And so I would. I don't know. I don't even know what I would do. I was very particular about my costume once. So
good for you.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted something I would look good in. Because if I'm out there singing a song center stage, nothing else, then I want something to look good in.
Yeah, and you were willing to do something for it, probably.
Exactly. Yeah. So I went out with my mum and somebody else from the club, and we went dress shopping. And then afterwards, like at this party where we were all like celebrating at the end of the year, because we did that at the end of each year. And the director was just like, well, I mean, you could be 20% less diva and, you know, so and so much percent more blah, blah, blah. And I was just like,
what?
And I think the thought in his head was like, shit, previously in my life, I should have been 20% more diva.
Yes.
Like her. Her chances are so much bigger than mine. Shit. I need to crush her.
Exactly. Yeah, it's jealousy.
He didn't deal well with
it's an inferiority complex to put others down. I mean, no matter if male, female, you know, it's just inferiority, and a lot of women do it too. We know that too, and we weaponize it towards each other. But in the end, it's just really a lack of compassion for each other and for oneself.
Yeah. We should stop doing that.
It's not so easy.
No. It's kind of, like the jealousy between women. It's talked of a lot. And, I mean, it's totally ridiculous. I've worked with a lot of women and, in some companies it is. And in some companies it's just not there. So it's possible to not have that kind of attitude toward each other. And talking of attitude, you just released a song called Attitude with a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
So what was the concept of the track? Walk us through it.
Well, we just decided to make a track to dance on. So I was thinking of, okay, how does it, like, what does it feel like when I'm dancing and enjoying my life? And the sun was shining, and Daim, my partner, just came up with a beat. And he sent it to me, and I sat down with my headphones and I just recorded something really quickly, imagining, how I would dance. And it was in a situation where this person that I talked to in the song Highness, who's telling me that I'm such a bitch behind my back. We're basically saying like, hey, it was a moment where we realized that this whole music industry was or the structure of the music industry that we had gotten into was a bit old school and it didn't really fit us anymore, or maybe never. And so we decided to step out of it, which was,
Is this
a long time of lawsuits? Yeah, the whole with the labels, two labels, and just I mean, in the end, it kind of all went well. It was just uncomfortable and not very nice. And as I said, I'm pretty sure they're talking very badly about me. And even my lawyer said, like, I don't get it. Like, it's quite easy to talk to you. You always try to, work things out for the best of all. But yeah, somehow you were triggered some anger. I was somehow. Such a bitch. Yeah, and so that was really I needed a little push from myself and needed to dance and just sing about the fact that I can create my own system and I can do my own label, and all these things were happening. And so I sang about creating a fuck the system attitude for yourself.
I want to say congratulations on your independence. Being an independent artist.
Yes. It's good.
Well, the song sounds awesome. So let's have a look at a snippet of the video right now.
I don't accept your judgment. I think I caught you talking to yourself once again. I see right through the silence. My words cut you with such violence. Oh, I can feel your poison seep down until I hear my music coming out of my mouth. I wanna be loud without raising my voice. Want you to see me, hear me through the noise. I wanna be tough without losing my truth. I wanna fuck the system attitude. I wanna be loud. I wanna fuck the system attitude. I wanna be loud.
Yay! I love that song. I love how you say, I want to be loud without raising my voice. That's really, I love those lyrics. Yeah. Maika, what did you think?
Isn't it?
Yeah. I like how the video, with the way that the words go across the screen, underline certain aspects of the lyrics. I think it's really, really cool. Like, some things are just like pulled long or put in a specific way, and it's really cool because you listen to the lyrics more that way. And
I think it's really well done. A friend of ours, Yvonne Hartmann, she did this, and oh my God, she puts so much love into everything she does. So it's great. It's really well done, and she really focuses graphically on working with musicians, and that's such a special and wonderful thing.
That's true. Yeah.
I was thinking while I was watching it, I'm like, I need to ask who did this because I need a lyric video like this.
Yeah.
So I'm
contact
going
her.
to get in touch after.
Yeah.
That would be
It's-
awesome.
No, I think it's a really.
Yes. So for the people who don't know, Donata lived in Amsterdam for a long time, apparently. So she also speaks Dutch. And obviously I'm Flemish from Belgium. So we had a little Dutch chat just before our show.
I love speaking Flemish.
speak Dutch, so it's
Goeie-
me
goeie
just
middag.
thinking in English and mixing them together, and then I kind of understand.
It works.
Sometimes.
It works. Well, Donata, we want to thank you very much for being our very, very first guest on the show, and we've
My honor.
thoroughly enjoyed having you, and hope you can join us again soon. Why don't you tell our listeners where they can find your music, and we'll also put the links in the show notes below.
Yeah, so most importantly, we have a website, nosoyo.net. So you spell the name Nosoyo. And of course, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Instagram through Nosoyo Music, and Facebook, the same handle, I think. And then I also have my individual Instagram profile, which is called Donata Kramarz, which, I mean, you'll find it somehow.
Put it
If you type in Donata, Kramarz, it's quite a complicated, but
Oh, we'll put all the links in there. No worries.
Yeah. And then I have donatamusic.com, which is like so fresh and new. There are literally 3 links on it. That's it.
Cool.
But I thought I have to start
Awesome.
something because I work so much individually as well. So yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
And also send us the link to that networking group that you started. That's very interesting.
Yes. That's we're like remodeling the whole idea, and I think it's gonna be really, really badass. So looking forward to that.
Cool.
Ugh, can't wait.
Cannot wait.
It's gonna be amazing. I think also just to say it again, I really love the lyrics of this voice. Like the whole song is cool, but the lyrics are what makes it really powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So.
I totally agree. Great songwriting. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And that's all for today. Thank you for listening to our show, Unboxing Women. And be sure to connect with us on our socials, which you will find in the show notes or in the description below. Send us a DM or let us know your personal experiences with the hashtag #suchabitch. And my name is DanaRexx, and I've been chatting with Maika Rose and Donata from Nosoyo. This is a bi-weekly show, and our next episode will be on the 10th of December. Same time, same place. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you soon. Oh, by the way, remember to support your favorite artists. You can Google your local COVID-19 arts fund to donate whatever you can, or check which charity is, supported by your favorite artist. Or if you want to donate directly to us, if you like us, you can also go to SoundCloud, where you find a button to donate via PayPal. For actually every artist that's on SoundCloud, they can actually program that. So if you want to do it directly to the artist, you can do that too. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me, girls.
Thank you for being here.